morning, everybody. How are we all doing? Sam here, United People's TV, live as we always are, Monday to Friday, 10 a.m., sitting up in my chair. It's going to be a busy show. I was trying to count earlier. I think I've got like 34 tabs open, which I don't know, might be a record here. But we're going to be speaking about, well, funnily enough, the takeover of Manchester United. There's just a few points I want to say this morning. You can see what the headline of the show is around the stock price dropping. Yes, I'm aware that markets are volatile themselves, and this isn't just a direct consequence of what's going on with United, but you can link the speculation that's been happening to a lot of changes in the share price, and that's what I want to run through this morning with you. We're going to speak about Harry Kane. We're going to speak about what I would consider anyway, the start of the transfer circus around a new goalkeeper. In the last 24 hours, it's been a bit mad. There are so many things to speak about. Then we're going to be speaking about the game, which is tomorrow. I won't run through my starting 11, but we'll hear from Bruno Fernandes. There's lots to discuss. Nearly took me a minute and a half to explain all that. But good morning to everyone. Let's have a look. T, good morning to you. Charlie, Paulie, you're there as well. We've got John, Carl. We've got Josh, as always. The Ferocious Sigmund, JVD. The big hitters are here. Dave Maguire. Where's Gungshi? Boo, he's sacked. Well, he's not sacked. He's not a job. Vicky, morning to you. Who's on Facebook? Godfrey. We've got Will Blackman. We've got Trevor Williams. And we've got Chris Wynn. Good morning to everybody. It'll be a busy show. It'll be a Friday show. Everyone get excited. It's Friday, right? Should be a really nice weekend in the UK, by the way. I say really nice. It's like 19, 20 degrees and a bit of sunshine. That is pretty damn nice for the UK. I want to say quickly before we start the show is good luck to Manchester United's women's team. They're in the FA Cup final on Sunday. I think it's a sellout at Wembley. I think that's the first time that's ever happened. They're facing Chelsea. They're also on for the Women's Super League title. And Mark Skinner's just been named Women's Manager of the Month. So good luck to them. Hope they can beat Chelsea. And maybe we can bring home an FA Cup double this year. I'm just saying. Ryan, you're saying that 20 degrees is winter here. But yeah, I know it is. But we've been waiting for some sort of T-shirt weather. It looks like we're getting it. It's map day as well, so we'll do the map a little bit later in the show. But this, I think, is a conversation that I want to have before I dive into the news. And I was thinking about it. I've been thinking about it for a while, actually. I want to know what your opinions are. Because I think the Man United fan base at this moment in time feels really split. And it's sort of the biggest split that I've personally seen in the fan base. Now, those who are a little bit older than me will probably remember 2005 when the Glazers came in and that sort of division there. But kind of since then, United fans have been pretty unified against the Glazers and against everything that's gone on at our club. You know, there's been disagreements on transfers and stuff like that, which is pretty normal. But the split that's going on between some fans wanting INEOS and some fans wanting the Qatari bid to win, yeah, it's the most visible split that I remember seeing among United fans. I kind of wanted to know what you thought about it. Let me pull this up so I don't miss anything. Whoa, man, I'm a potato. Wow, what's going on here? Jeez. Shax, you just gifted one membership. What, Don? Aaron, you just gifted one membership. And then I'm a potato has come in and absolutely clotheslined you from the top of the ropes. Clotheslined you from the top of the ropes? That doesn't make sense. But dude, thank you so much, Mr. I'm a Potato. Thank you to Shax and Aaron as well. Legends. Guys, what do you mean? Where's that comment gone there? It's not a split, Anthony. It's not. It is a split. It's not a 90-10. And I think there are just different types of United fans, and some that would place more emphasis. I'll tell you what, if you're of a certain age, if you're younger, I was thinking about this before we went on the show. If you're of a certain age, I don't know, probably 20 or less, really. What you've grown up with football, with watching, is what's happened post the money being invested with City, post the money being invested with everyone else, and you've seen the change in football. And it's not just old bloke moaning; it's completely and utterly true. Yeah, it's just a bit weird. It's a shame that I don't know. It's a shame what football is, what it's been allowed to become, and probably what's coming next for United, if not now, at some point in the future, and if not, with some others as well. I Okay, I'll do another poll down here. I'll see what the community here directly wants. Who do you want at this point? INEOS, actually, yeah, INEOS and Ratcliffe, or 9-2 Foundation and Jassim. Maybe it isn't a split down here, but maybe it's just a split in my head. Jibak, you done. How you doing, man? Thank you so much. You just gifted 5 memberships. Let's whip out the gong sheet emojis there. Oi. I can't wait until I've got something far better than that. I seriously don't. I need to speed up with the software just to get rid of that. But yeah, let me run through and speak of the news that I want to talk about today, right? Because this is not the first time that Manchester United shares have dropped, and I'll be completely. This is not all just because of what's going on with the takeover, but I've seen some massive volatility, right? We go over to Kieran Maguire, who we know we've spoken to here on United People's TV a couple of times. Man United share price dropping 8% yesterday, and it's now down 50% on the peak that it hit a few months ago. And we go back here and we look at this peak, and this is what I want to run through. Look, this is the peak. This is Manchester United there back in November. This is the share price of the club. It might be a little bit boring, but I've got something I want to show you here where you can link the dips kind of directly to the speculation, which is what I mean about Manchester United being a very volatile thing now because we're a public. It's all getting affected. Anyway, maybe run through it. I'll explain it. So this is back in November. That's when the actual statement came out. And we can see here that the first big peak there was February the 16th. Now, everyone, type it in the comments. What do you think happened on February the 16th? I've got all the dates here correlating to news around those days. So I'll be interested to know if you can remember this as well. What happened on the 16th of February to cause that big spike there? Dave, you sent in a super chat. What are you saying, sir? Honestly, can't understand why the leeches are dragging this out. They must know that they are pissing off the fans and potential buyers. I mean, we know why they're dragging it out, Dave. They want more money. I mean, at this point, that's kind of where I agree with you. Like, you're not going to get any more money by waiting and not responding to the offers, but it's certainly taking longer than we think. Quite a few of you down there, you're mentioning it correctly. This is when the news first came out of a Qatari interest in a full takeover of Manchester United. This was before the soft deadline. So that was the first big peak and the big spike that happened. And that was on the 16th of February. We go over here and we can see there's another peak there, March the 22nd. What do you think happened on March the 22nd? So the first one there, that was to do with the Qatari bid. Well, the actual interest from the Qataris. And the second one there on the 22nd of March, what do you think it was? Let me see what you're saying down here. Jibak, you're saying you want neither, but I will take Jassim begrudgingly. Okay, that's your opinion there. Wayne, you're saying it's when Qatar put in the second bid. It's exactly when it happened. That spike there that happened on the 22nd of March. This is what I mean about, look, I know you can't completely say that how Man United is acting in the stock market is controlled by the takeover, but I can show you here with 3 or 4 different examples of how it does spike around the speculation. No, this wasn't speculation. This was the bid actually going in on the 22nd of March. And then we go forward here and we see, right, okay, we can probably zoom in a little bit more now. For the last month, there's been 2 big drops, 2 big vertical drops. On April the 17th, what do you think happened, or what do you remember happening on April the 17th? What news came out at that point that made United's stock price, what was it? It dropped by $3. That's, I don't know, 15%-ish, something like that. Because something happened exactly on that day as well. I'm going to read a few of your comments out down here. William, you're saying when it was Ratcliffe said he would keep the Glazers in. Ruben, you're saying the Glazers threatened to stay. So you remember here, 17th of April was the exact day that this article came out from Mark Ogden from ESPN saying Joel and Avram Glazer are increasingly confident of securing outside investment that would enable them to stay at Manchester United. You go back to the share price the exact same day that this huge drop happened. So that's 3 different examples there of Man United's share price reacting to the news. And then we get to what's happened in the last 24 hours, May the 10th to the 11th. What's happened there? You know exactly what's happened there. It's reacted to the story that we covered a few days ago. So I've seen it. Well, there's quite a few people that are saying, "No, Sam, it's not directly related to it." And I know that the markets are up and down. The Bank of England's interest rate went up 0.5 yesterday, and markets themselves are volatile around the world. But there are direct links to huge bits of speculation coming out in the press and big drops in the market. And it goes to show you how, I would say, they're the wrong things. Let me pull this up. How volatile the club is right now. How kind of on the edge everybody is, because nobody knows what's going on around this bloke. Nobody knows what's going on around the Glazers. Nobody knows. And because everything's just on the edge of, is it going to the Qataris? Is it going to INEOS? It's a pendulum swing. And some people are taking advantage of that. Now, following on from this, it's something I want to speak about as well. This was obviously the story that caused that latest speculation, that latest drop from Martin Lipton and the Sun. Now, he followed this up last night. That's the wrong thing. One sec. Over there. He followed this up last night by saying this in his second article that was released yesterday. He said, Sun revealed yesterday how Joel and Abraham Glazer have indicated that INEOS's offer is for a stake in there, but is their preferred choice, sorry. But until that decision is confirmed and relayed to all parties by the Glazers, and this is the point I want to mention there. Let's get rid of that. Let's just focus on this, because what that shows us is that whoever Martin Lipton's source is, it's coming directly from the Glazers, because he knows this. If his I'm just, again, being purely hypothetical here. We're just trying to look at it and follow the trail, basically. So if he's saying, before it's relayed to all parties by the Glazers, so he hasn't got this from the Rain Group, then he hasn't then got this from the Qatari side. He hasn't got this from the INEOS side. It must be coming from the Glazers. And let's see what I don't want to add any more speculation into it, so I'm not going to. But I just found that part quite interesting. Nathan, you're saying sick of us having to be financial, business, and football experts just to keep up with the news. Can't wait to get back to football. Mate, you're telling me. Oh my word, that's that comment. That comment hits home there, Nathan. I've had. I mean, it's interesting in itself. Yes, it's also exciting to a certain degree, but all I want to do is talk about the football. I want to have an argument about which central midfielder we should be signing. I want to talk about which striker would be better for Manchester United, rather than just this tug of war that seems to be going on constantly about what is the right owner, what is the wrong owner. Yeah, it is exhausting, because it's something you care about, and it's just something that it's just aggravating. That's what I would call it. Really, really aggravating. But there's also several reports coming out now from Nice that, again, they're getting the same information, that INEOS is very, very well placed to take over United. Now, of course, their information is going to be coming from INEOS directly. But I spoke to Luke Entwistle, the senior editor for GFFN. Yes, and I was like, Luke, who is Vincent Menicini? I said, is he somebody who's respected and reliable in the region for the news? And he said, yeah. He goes, look, Nice Matin, which is the company he writes for, they're the big players, they're the big hitters down there. And Vincent does have a reputation. He's considered someone that's reliable. So I'm not saying here that this is the gospel truth, but certainly there's confidence coming from the INEOS camp that they've won. And if we're going to use one word to describe what the Qatari bid has been the whole way through, it is confident. Yeah, that's always been the word, isn't it? They are confident that they're going to win. Now, INEOS are saying the same thing, and the Glazers are kind of saying nothing. So you're mentioning the... where is it? Let me pull up a photo of that. 1 second here. I've got 34 tabs open, but I need another one. Naturally. 34 is not enough. Where is it? Oh, God. So many things. My head's fried. Put that there. Oi. All I wanted to do there was get a photo of that up. My word. And I've actually forgotten what the point was I was talking about. I genuinely have. I shouldn't have done that. Anyway. Right. This is Nice's manager, Didier Degarde, speaking about Jim Ratcliffe. And he, again, is waxing lyrical about him. He's... I've completely lost my place. This is what happens when you've got 32, and I'm reading the comments at the same time. Let's just ignore this, right? Let's pretend that the last 2 minutes didn't happen. Let's just leave that on screen. And let me go. There's a super chat there. Let me read these super chats out, and then let me go and look at the poll results, because that'll be far better. Why in the world would the Glazers talk to somebody of some nobody of a reporter? I'm not saying, look, where Martin Lipton, if he's correct, and I don't particularly think he is, their information is coming somewhere close to the Glazers, all right? And I won't be, as I said, I don't want to be speculating about what's going on. I really, really don't, but you can't help it. You just get caught up into it. Right. What's the poll set? Did I even put the poll up? There it is. Well, okay, yeah, that's pretty non-split. So 91% of you guys on this community here today, you want the 9-2 Foundation, and 9% want INEOS. Okay. Well, I was wrong then. Maybe I'm not in the 10%. As I said when I did my video, I can understand the pros of the Qatari bid, and I can also understand the cons, and the exact same thing exists with Jim Ratcliffe and INEOS. There are some pros and there are some cons to both. Reality is I've said it yesterday, you kind of got to choose your devil. That's what I see this situation being. Right? I've completely lost my place there. It's almost like this whole thing is mega confusing, and it's sort of dragging United fans into conversations that we don't really want to be having. We just want to be talking about the football. Just want to be talking about, look, I did a video yesterday. Did a video on Kovacic after Jacob Steinberg's suggestion that Chelsea might let him go. Not everyone enjoyed the video, but if you did, that's good. Kovacic, I think I said it yesterday. There's going to be like a million different maybe not a million, obviously. I reckon somewhere in the region of like 10, 20 midfielders that you can argue would be decent signings for United. I've already mentioned him here before. Big up to Ollie for helping with the graphics. If you don't follow United People's TV on Instagram now, you should. Some top level graphics going on there now. Big up to Ollie. Well, that's Romeo Lavia from Southampton, and I've already mentioned that I think it would be a smart move from Manchester United to go for him from relegated Southampton. Someone's going to be signing him from the Premier League. He's a good player. And then in the comments, standard. As if you're going to be signing relegation players from relegated clubs. Yeah, that shows great standards and ambition. It's like, I don't know. What do they want? The Ed Woodward system back? No, Man United have got to be smart. Just because a player goes down doesn't mean they're not good enough. You know, Andy Robertson would be a good example for Liverpool from Hull. And there are so many different other examples. So many. If you get it right, you can nail it. And he's a top quality player. But then that's Kovacic I'm spoken about. Lavia. And something I want to speak about now is this is the circus, right? The circus has already begun. It's 12th of May. The window's not open. The season's not finished. But we are already in full swing when it comes to the transfer circus of Manchester United. So prepare yourselves for what is going to be another relentless summer. I mean, it is every summer, right? It's not going to slow down. Look how many goalkeepers we've been linked with in the last 24 hours, right? Number 1, Jan Sommer. Oh, we might leave Bayern Munich because Manuel Neuer is coming back and Jan Sommer could leave. He could join Manchester United. Why not? Jan Sommer, number 1. Number 2, Emiliano Martinez. He might be leaving Aston Villa. Oh, Man United, Spurs, Chelsea, all interested in him. Number 2. Number 3, Bart Verbruggen from Anderlecht. Young Belgian goalkeeper. He's exciting. He's number 3. Number 4, Andre Onana. Feels like some sort of weird announcer. Anyway, Andre Onana, number 4. Number 5, David Raya. Number 6, Jordan Pickford. This is all in the last 24 hours, right? 6 different goalkeepers, all linked with moves to Manchester United this year. All very different types of goalkeepers as well. But it's just like prepare yourself for prepare yourself for the madness. Prepare yourself for the madness. Shax, you're saying we need to be smart. Look at how Inter Milan looked on Wednesday. They've spent what they could and played very well. Man United need to spend, and we will spend, and I hope we spend correctly. We spent last summer huge amounts. Spent like what, 240? Around about 240. Anthony overpriced? Yes, he was. Martinez at the time, you thought it was overpriced, but that's worked out very, very well. Casemiro overpriced? Yes, he was. Did we need all 3 of them? Yes, we did. This summer, we won't be able to overpay in that same way because the budget just doesn't allow it. 100 mil for that striker. How much do you think? Do you think Harry Kane goes for 100 mil or less? And what about Victor Osimhen? Because you've seen the Napoli president saying, no, he's not for sale. And then I think you've seen numbers in the region of 140 to 160 mil being put on him. Like big money when it comes to Osimhen. Big money. Andy's saying, let's sign them all. Yeah, that's right. So we get to next season, we're going to have De Gea in goal. We're also going to have Jan Sommer, Emilio Martinez, Bart Verbruggen. We're going to have Andre Onana. We're going to have David Raya. We're going to have Jordan Pickford. We're going to have a whole team of goalkeepers. But yeah, just wanted to warn you about the silly season that is definitely pending because it's already started. Won't be Pickford. He just signed a new deal. It won't be Pickford because it won't be Pickford. It just won't be Pickford. I've seen people arguing he's Pickford gives me the same sort of heebie-jeebies that Hugo Lloris does in goal. It's like, I know you're good. You have good points to your game, but there's always something brewing with those. Vicky, you're saying both Kane and Osimhen will go for 100 mil. Debbie, you think that Kane will go for 100. Chris saying, what are the chances of us getting keeper on the free? Don't know. Not touching Harry with a barge pole, says Carl. I know you like to be strong with your opinions, but there's no way that you can fairly dismiss Harry Kane. Harry Kane would be a very good signing for Manchester United. He is an elite finisher. Whether you want him or not, well, that's a little bit different, but you can't say it'd be a bad signing. Yeah, lots of you talking about what goalkeeper you would like, but my point there was just to say, look, it's going to be crazy. It really is. The Mirror is starting to speculate now over Harry Kane. What they're saying. Man United fear missing out of Harry Kane. Man United fear they're losing out on Harry Kane this summer, but the striking options could be boosted because Osimhen favours a move to the Premier League. Thank you for that huge update there, John Cross, which told us absolutely sweet FA. Miss Teacup correcting me on how I pronounce Verbruggen. I'm leaving it like that because I have no idea how to say it. I'm just going to keep it like that. Harry Kane, eh? Isn't this a debate that we've had 3 or 4 times? Probably a little bit more than that on this channel about whether he'd be a good signing or not. He would be a good signing. You know he'd be a good signing. It's one of the most guaranteed success. I know, famous last words, Sam, of course. But it feels like a sure thing, Harry Kane. It might not be it's the length of time that people are frustrated about because he's, how old is he? 29 going on 30? Let's have a look. Was he 30 going on 31? He'll be 30 in, 2 months. Yes, he's just about to go into his 30s. Oh, look, he plays in Belgium, but he's Dutch. Well, swing and a miss there. Swing and a miss there. Alex is saying, Sam, who do you think would be harder to negotiate with? Good question. De Laurentiis or Levy? Obviously, that's Napoli's president, I'm guessing. Same position. And Daniel Levy is the chairman of Spurs. Levy's he's put himself between a rock and a hard place with his ownership style at Spurs. Obviously, they've got their stadium and they're always going to go through a period of austerity. And that's why that season, remember when Poch didn't have any money in the transfer window, and had they invested then, genuinely think that Spurs would have won the league, but they didn't. Poch left, all kind of gone to shit since then. They haven't even got a manager at the moment, let alone hold on to Harry Kane. Poch looks like he's going to Chelsea. I thought if Poch went to Spurs, it would be a guarantee that an absolute guarantee that Kane stays. Can't rule out Chelsea trying to bid for him. You'd like to think that Spurs wouldn't sell to Chelsea. I think so anyway. Chris, you're saying Kane would be a great signing, but I don't see it happening. So that's why you need to talk about Osimhen and Osimhen. Yeah, well, I know that Napoli want to hold on to Osimhen, but truth be told, the right price for Osimhen will get Osimhen. They've won the Scudetto this year. They obviously collapsed in the Champions League. They got knocked out. They would cash in on Osimhen if the right fee came in, and nobody would stand in his way. It's just, I think Osimhen probably ends up being, well, certainly to Manchester United anyway. It might be different prices for Kane. But Osimhen would be 20, 30, 40 mil more, probably. I think so anyway. Some in those regions. Super chat there from Mr. Potato. How you doing, buddy? What are you saying? Can we not just draft Rosso in from the women's team and save 100 mil? Shoots like a horse. Well, hopefully. Is she fit? She can bang one in the weekend. Good luck to her. As I said, good luck to the women's team. AA Sakis. I don't understand why we are always putting our season each on one big signing. We are not at that stage yet. We need to build the foundation of a team first. I agree. But when it comes to the striker quality that Manchester United need this summer, we're going to have to spend 100 mil. Now, you might say, Sam, you're wrong. You can go and sign Rasmus Højlund. I think Ten Hag just wants a level of goal scorer, which is just in that upper bracket. He doesn't want those ones in the middle, where Rasmus Højlund, who could well be a fantastic, but I put him on the same sort of level as Julian Alvarez when Man City signed him. Very good player, capable of scoring goals, but he's not Haaland. And Haaland is, no one's Haaland. But I do think, when it comes to that striker, Ten Hag's only really looking at the likes of Kane, at the likes of Osimhen. Maybe Gonzalo Ramos will be in that conversation, but he's had a bit of a dry patch at Benfica. His season hasn't been as prolific as Kane and Osimhen's have since the World Cup. But let's see. Robert, you're saying we can't just gamble on talent and prospects. You can to a certain degree in certain positions, but I just don't think Ten Hag wants to gamble when it comes to when it comes to striker signings. I think he wants as close to a sure thing as he can get with a goal scorer. When it comes to finishing, Kane's the man. Kane is the man. Andrew, you're saying we've played twice a week, every week since the World Cup. This can't be ignored. I believe a full week on the training ground will bring us back. Let's talk about the game, eh? We've had enough of speculation and transfers and gossip and all that this year. Something that is very important to say. Wrong thing there. 1 second here. Right. Is this? Let me pull this up. I'm going to run through an interview with Bruno Fernandes now. But he said this yesterday in an interview with Sky. He's saying, look, the fatigue is still there, man. We've played a lot of matches, but we want to play as many matches as possible. And when it comes to this weekend, the top four is not going to be decided this weekend. But if results didn't go our way, we would be heading into these last 3 games of the season hoping for results to go our way elsewhere. Right now, it's in our hands. It's right there in our hands. It might be hard to get the results over these next 4 games, but it's completely in our hands. And Man United really can't afford. And this is extra added pressure internally. Maybe Ten Hag will be vocalizing this to the players, maybe not. But United need to get into the Champions League this season. It's going to have a knock-on effect. You know, the deal shirt sponsor, shirt manufacturer deal we've got with Adidas was dependent on being in the Champions League, and there are cuts to that. I'm guessing the wage is going to get cut. Well, they've already got cut for the players this year because they're not in the Champions League. It'll probably get cut again next year. The money, we need it. We need to get back into the Champions League for that level up for our club for next season. And as I said, Bruno Fernandes, he was speaking in an interview, and where is this photo? There he is. There's Bruno holding his April Player of the Month trophy. I think, is that back-to-back Player of the Months for him? I think it is. What do you think about the game tomorrow? This is what Bruno's been speaking about. He said, look, you rewind to the start of the season. No one really put United in. What was I think my prediction And I believe I did my prediction before we signed Anthony and Casemiro, I think, if I remember correctly. And I put United in at 5th. Now, I've got a video that's going to be going out on TikTok and Instagram after this live show, which is my predictions for the next 4 games. You can let me know yours in the comments below. But yeah, no one really backed us to do too well this season. And we're now on the verge of returning to Champions League football. And we can screw it up from this point, but we cannot afford to screw it up. Not just financially there, which I'll just run through the numbers, but in terms of the progression of this team. If we come this far and just slip at these last most important games, it'll be a massive knock-on effect to Ten Hag's tenure, won't it? Because then the whole of next season will be just about getting into top 4 again, rather than changing the conversation. Because you get into top 4 this season, next season, the goals and the ambitions of the club, you can level them up a bit. You can be like, well, I now expect Manchester United to be competing for the Premier League. Might we fall short? Maybe. But I expect going into the 12th of May with 4 games to go that Manchester United next season are in a conversation about the title. That will be the expectations next season. The Biker Boy is saying we need 3 points. We absolutely need 3 points. It goes without saying. I think Ten Hag's press conference is about 12:30 today. Let me see if the time has been put out anywhere. Team news. No, well, it's normally about 12:30, isn't it? So I'll bring you the. I'll wait to do my starting 11 show until that interview is out with Ten Hag, and then I can run through that. But yeah, get your predictions down in the comments. Few of you are talking about Ivan Toney. Some of you saying he's got no quality. Has Ivan Toney got 20 goals in the Prem this year? I think he does. Premier League top scorers. Is he second to Harry Kane? Oh no, Erling Haaland. Forgot about him. Freak. Not in a bad way. But yeah, look who's third. There he is. Ivan Toney there in 3rd place with 20 goals in the Premier League above Salah. Fair play to him. He's got quality. Good luck trying to convince me otherwise. Right, let me pull a picture of this up. Man United versus Wolves. Let's get one more tab. Wait, the absolute marathon of tabs we got here. Marathon of tabs? Doesn't make any sense. There we go. Should have pulled this up a little bit earlier. We got there in the end. Yeah, there we go. Let's get it nice and full screen. Let me see what you think about this then. Alex, you're saying 2-0 to United. JVD, you're going for 3-1. Martin, you're going for 2-1. Dave, you're going for 3-1. Rahman saying you saying we can't bottle top 4. You know, we could. We could, in theory. But we really, really can't afford to. Tony's going. I know Tony's going nowhere until the issues are sorted, the betting issues. I don't actually know what the latest is on that. I think he got charged with it's like 100+ betting offences, and I don't know whether he appealed or whether he accepted. I don't actually know. Keel Robinson, thanks for super chat, dude. You're saying INEOS investors will not be happy with extra debt. What you mean if we don't qualify for the Champions League? That isn't going to affect the price of the sale of Manchester United, and nor should it. Just as an interesting point. Let me see what you're saying down here. Rob Taylor, you're going 2-0. Josh 2-0. Ashwin 3-0. 2-1 says Vicky. I'll be honest. I'll do my starting 11 later, but I think United are going to win this. I think United are going to win this well. That would be my prediction. Because I really feel that the fatigue has had more of an impact on our football than anyone would care to admit. Certainly Ten Hag and all the players. Like every 3 days since September, and there's been a World Cup inside that. It's been wild, the expectations on these players this season. And we need this summer. It is a summer off completely for these players, isn't it? I think it is. But I'm going to go for a 3-0, and I'll run through my predicted starting 11, all the talking points around the team. Jordan, Thanks for super chat, dude. You're saying definitely don't want these Mongs and Jim in charge. Very nice of you. Very nice of you indeed. I honestly can't wait until this conversation is done now. I was so excited at one point. I remember the first video I did around it. And I've been excited this whole time, but now, certainly just with everybody telling you what you can think and what you can't think, and that if you have an opinion that goes against theirs, then you're going to get twisted for that. That's what's been happening, which has just been a little bit odd, and a little bit weird. DP is saying, hope Garnacho plays. I really hope Garnacho plays, man. We need him back in that team. I'm not sure whether he'd come in and start, but I think you should be seeing Garnacho come off the bench, and he's the man that can impact the game from the bench. Now, going back to the poll results here on the channel, 91% of you want the 9-2 Foundation and Jassim, with 10% of you wanting INEOS and Ratcliffe. Yeah, that's not really a split then, is it? It looks like I was wrong on that. It feels like there's a split in the fan base, but maybe it's a wider split to a majority of one, aka the Qatari bid, than the other, than I thought it was. Let's see. Look, it's Friday, by the way, so let's get this bad boy up. It's Friday, so you know what to do. You need to let me know where you're watching from and also the town you're watching from in your country. We can get a few of you added onto the map because we've got a global community. Got to get everyone represented. Who have we got on here? We've got Maryland in the USA, the last 5 ones here. Maryland, USA, Tunis in Tunisia, Slovakia in Slovakia, Uberlingen in Germany, and Runavica in the Faroe Islands. Awesome, man. Properly around the world. Let's see where we're watching from. Charlie, you're watching from Edinburgh in Scotland. I don't know. Is Edinburgh on the map? I think Edinburgh might be on the map, but it's on there again, sir, because I can't remember putting you on. Edinburgh, Scotland. I've got loads of relatives in Dundee. Fun fact. Not really that fun. Christian watching from Horton in Norway. Let's bring you up here, sir. Horton in Norway. On you go. Awesome. Where else? We've got to get JVD on here. How you doing, JVD, man? Nice to see you. Dordrecht in the Netherlands. I am going to Amsterdam in June. Just thought I'd let you know. I'm just excited about it, so I thought I'd shout it. I've been to Amsterdam. I don't know how many times I've been to Amsterdam now. It's always a good time in Amsterdam. Whether you want to have like a relaxing cultural museum walk or whether you just want to get a little bit messy, Amsterdam is the place for you. You can do everything you want. We've got a couple more here. We've got Andrew Wright watching. No, Tatura's are definitely on there. We've got one more. We've got Dipesh watching from Varanasi in India. There you go. India. All right. On the map you go. Welcome aboard, everybody. Last couple of minutes of the show. As I always do, it's a Friday. You can ask me whatever you want. It can be about United, it can be about the Glazers, it can be about transfers, it can be about whatever you want it to be. Just the last couple of minutes of the show. To wrap up the opinion of the week. Opinion of the week? Just made something up there. The speculation's really starting to get to everyone now. Really, really getting to everyone. It's getting to me covering it, but it's frustrating, man. Really frustrating. And hopefully over this weekend, I can come here with an impromptu live because we've got confirmation of a preferred bidder either way. We don't know how long it's going to take. This could run on now until the end of May. This could all change within 48 hours. We're just sitting here waiting. We don't know. Sam, you'll be gone in June then, I guess. June will be all right. Not going to the 23rd, like 23rd, 24th of June. Nathan, how do you like your potatoes? Asking for a friend. I think didn't we have a potato debate the other day? My current go-to is getting little mini potatoes, cutting them in half, tossing them in some seasoning and getting them in the air fryer, nice and crispy. Big up the air fryer. I'm an air fryer don. Who's your number one signing this year? Number one signing as a striker, just the same as everybody else. Will that be Harry Kane? Will that be Osimhen? Will that be somebody else? We don't know. But definitely, if I'm going to say one signing that United have to make this year, it is It's a striker. I know that. You know that. Oh, look at that, man. The two Dons coming in at the end as well. Who wins in a fight between Gungshi and I'm a Potato? Be a good scrap there. Be a good scrap. Nice to see you there, guys. Both gifting 5 memberships each. The little Gongshi, he comes out to play. What's the best away ground you've ever been to? Best. I can only think of worst. I really like Bournemouth. I know it might be a stupid thing to say, but I really like the old school closeness of Bournemouth because, yeah, well, it's a bit of a tin pot stadium. St Etienne, that was pretty bad. I remember all the St Etienne fans they were doing the Munich after that game. And St Etienne was an absolutely terrible, terrible town. I don't know. Nou Camp's awful. I know it's a fun experience, but then when you get there, it takes so long to get to your seat. You're literally watching like Subbuteo players sized people. It's tiny. I've been to the Emirates. I didn't really like that as an away day. Alex, have you seen the new plan for the new Bombonera? It does look incredible. I don't know whether they are just like concept images or whether they are going to actually come through. It's like 115,000, steep as anything. You know, one of those like it's like the Bernabeu, huge, steep, almost vertical sides. That's what makes the Bernabeu so intimidating to watch and look at. Awesome stadium. We can only look on that with real envy. JVD, my Don. Everyone's coming in with little Friday ones just to sign off for the week. But yeah, what, man? As I say, every single week, best community in the world. We've got 20 emojis that are now created and ready. I'm working on the last 10. So I'm hoping that by this time next week, maybe, I can launch all 30. What I'm going to be doing, I'll tell everyone, I'm going to renew and update all the perks for all the membership levels because I want to give a little bit more to everyone. So they'll be coming out at the same time as all 30 emojis. And then we've got the website V1 launching soon, a newsletter launching soon, new software coming for the live shows, all these things going on in the background. I promise there's plenty going on. SK Mazid, you're saying, when's the next interview with Ben? I speak to Ben most days, and we'll jump on here for another interview when there is a real discussion to have. But thanks, everyone, for joining in all week long. I know it's been a frustrating week, but things will be getting far, far better once we have confirmation and we can just start focusing on the football. That's what we want to focus on. But take it easy, everyone. Oh, yeah, look, damn, I forgot about that. I didn't forget about it. The arms at the weekend. So my plan is to get the arms open. It's going to be informal. It's going to be rough around the edges, but I'll probably drop. I need to figure out where I'm doing it, whether I can do it on YouTube, whether I can do it inside Telegram. I'll let you know, but the only place I'm going to be speaking about it is inside that Telegram members chat. So if you want to be involved in the return of the arms tomorrow, it will be around about half an hour before the game for about 20, 25 minutes so we can chat. That'll be happening in the members chat on Telegram. So take it easy, everyone. Have a cracking day. Enjoy your weekend.